Come on, come on. So close. Yes. Man, life's been so easy ever since I dropped Tekken 8, but it's probably about time I get back to it. I mean, what, it's been like 3 or 4 months since I made a video?
In so many pretty precise ways. So a lot of high-powered moves that would consume heat gauge now cost more. Specifically, they've created situations where...
Alrighty, let's see. Wait, that can't be right. That would mean...
It uses her 2/3 of her gauge. This
oh, shit. So before we can learn the blue uppercut input, we will need to first be able to know how to do a half circle forward. The way I like to do it is I like to do a mixture of rolling my thumb and sliding it along. So try to do it in slow motion. See, I'm kind of letting my thumb angle around the D-pad. You know, it's a circular D-pad. So you can kind of feel the ring of the disc, you know, just follow it with your thumb. Preferably you get this pretty fast eventually. If you're doing it just in the middle of combos, you don't need to do it fast. You're able to do it slow and it still works because you can buffer it. But if you're wanting to actually use it in the open, or there's some combo where you need to run up and then blue upper, yeah, you will need to be able to input the half circle forward portion decently fast. All the frames together shouldn't take more than, you know, 15. Once you get to like 10 and below, it's pretty fast. But yeah, once you get that motion done, you'll then need to transition to down forward. The way I like to do that is after I complete the motion, instead of moving the tip of my finger back to the down forward, I actually let my finger keep going and I flatten it out to make contact with the rest of the D-pad. So that way it can be almost like one fluid motion. You have to be careful once you get used to it, you start doing it a little fast, because you will, if you're using DualSense controller, you will be somewhat touching the analog like I do. I do recommend, if you don't use the analog at all, you should just disable the movement in the controller settings. Anyways, once you get that motion pretty good and you're able to go from forward to down forward pretty fast, you just need to time the one with your down forward. So that one I did too slow from the start of the forward frame to the beginning of the down forward one frame. That told us to 11 frames in between. And I think the limit is 10. So if I did it just one frame faster, it would have given it to me. Oh, you can see there I got adjust frame, which isn't necessary, but it does come out faster. Try doing it a little slower. Yeah, so there it's 5 frames in between, 4. Oh, and there it took me 9 frames and it didn't give it to me. That's how you can do it if you just use the normal DualSense controller, just the D-pad. If you use the analog stick, like Joe Crush does, a similar concept, a little bit easier to get a full motion, since you just get to follow the border. You just need to know where to start and stop for the half circle forward motion. Once you get that, you will need to kind of wiggle it back down to end in the down forward position. If you're doing a bunch in a row, and as you can see here, I did the input correctly, but I got debug. That's because I was still in recovery from the first one being blocked. When you do it too early after you enter recovery from a move, it will just give you debug. So it's a really unfortunate misinput that happens a lot. So just be aware of your timing with it. One thing that helped me with the timing is learning you don't need to do the entire input as fast as possible if you're buffering it. So if I do this combo, for example, you need to do a blue upper after the jab here. You do need to time it just right for it to actually land. You see, I'm not really doing the half circle forward motion fast at all. The only thing that matters is the timing of when you arrive to the forward position. That's all the game cares about. So even if I'm really slow on this next one, as long as I am able to time the forward motion as soon as my recovery ends, it will still give me the one stance. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it for the EMGF on DualSense controllers. Now, this is how I originally learned it, with a DualShock controller for the PS4. It was pretty much the same as I went to the PS5 controller, but now I actually use this DualSense Edge and a Victrix Pro BFG. And the only main difference between a normal DualSense and the DualSense Edge is if you go in the back here, you can see I have a paddle here. And I have a spot for another, but I don't need it. But yeah, this paddle is a programmable button, which I can program to any button on the controller. And I have this one set to down. That means for Blue Upper specifically, I'm able to just do the half circle forward. I get to keep my thumb on the forward, and I just click the paddle in the back, and then it gives me down forward. And so if I just time it with the button press, then I'm able to get Blue Upper. And you don't have to worry about this being cheating. This is a tournament legal controller. Obviously check your local tournament's rules, but it's an official Sony controller. And similarly, if you do still predominantly use the analog, you can still use the back paddle. You just have to end in the forward position and then time the paddle press. So next, for what I'm just going to call the easy input, even if it's not easier in practice, where you just press 1+4 to enter stance and then the down forward 1 as soon as possible. Now, there's a few ways to go about this move. If you are a thumb player like me, you just use the thumb for all the face buttons. I really don't recommend trying to press both of them at the same time. You will just not have great consistency. And then timing the down forward 1 after is also a little awkward. And then even if you're a claw user, you know, you're used to pressing buttons simultaneously, even then I wouldn't really recommend it, just because it's really awkward to try to get this like you're basically like jittering the controller. What I would instead recommend, if you don't have any binds on your right analog stick, you can set a bind for 1+4. This will let you just easily enter a stance. But even better, you can just use it for both entering stance and the down forward 1 afterwards, because it will register the down forward 1+4 as just down forward 1. So yeah, and at least for me, it's a lot easier to press specifically this stick button twice in a row really fast and just have to time the down forward in between. You can try it on other buttons if you either don't have a working analog or just don't like the feel of it. So if I try it on the right bumper, you know, it'll still work. So whatever works best for you. All right, so this is my Victrix controller. I was able to install the fight pad module here, which gives me access to these 2 programmable buttons here. And I also have the, I don't even know what it's called, but I have this style of D-pad. It looks really weird, but this is my favorite D-pad of any controller now. I'm able to KBD almost perfectly on it. Definitely more consistent than any DualSense controller, at least for me. And then similarly to my DualSense Edge, it also has some back paddles. This one even has 4. I think I only have this one, which is bound to down, at least for jack. Blue uppers on this controller, pretty much the same, or at least for me, wherever I have my down input bound. The 1 is in a little awkward position. Normally it's around here, so you will have to reach over a little bit more. For the easy input here, I have these top buttons here. I have 1+4 bound to my R2. That just allows me to do it a little easier, because it's a lot easier to click these buttons than pressing all the way down on an analog stick. And now we know how to do the EMGF and the easy input version, but what's the point of them? One of the main use cases is for this move here, full crouch down forward 2-1. In Tekken 7, the best you could do with this move is run up and get a guaranteed blue uppercut. You can still do it in this game, and it is a good amount of damage, total up to 63 there. But thanks to the addition of the easy input, we actually have enough time to run up and get it to land fast enough for it to combo. And the reason this only works with the easy input, you cannot combo with blue upper here, is because of how long, a little combination of how long it takes for you to input the half circle forward. It's like there, I inputted it pretty fast and it still did not give combo. I've noticed whenever you dash into a blue upper, Jack kind of moves back as soon as you click the back input. Whereas with the 1+4, you never press back. So he seems to move a little bit forward even after you start inputting the move. But yeah, as far as I know, it is not humanly possible, maybe not even task possible to get it to work here with a blue upper. So yeah, if you've ever wondered why pros care so much about the easy input, it's because it's the only way to actually get combo here. There is a lot of difficulty in learning this. You will have to be able to first input this move fast enough. So here it took me 6 frames to input it here, which is pretty fast. The fastest in theory is 3 frames, which is possible. I have found a way to do it of kind of like rolling my thumb to the 1 button here. Okay, there we go. I got it almost as fast as possible. I held it down for only 2 frames. Then the 1 frame in between got the down forward, and then the down forward 1 already registers here. So there it only took me 4 frames, 1 frame slower than perfect. But yeah, I don't really recommend this method of doing it, just because 1, you need to have top buttons that you can program, and then you have to be able to like do this weird slide motion where you only press the button down for like a frame. As far as I know, it's one of the only ways to actually input this as fast as possible. You can jitter click as fast as you want. I'm holding the button down for 3 frames each time. Now, if I change how I hit the button, like if I just try gliding over it, there I can actually only have it pressed for 1 frame, which is ideal. But yeah, combining that gliding motion with clicking the down forward 1, oh, I got it pretty fast there again, 4 frames. But yeah, at least for me, not consistent. At minimum, you want to at least be in this situation. You want to be late rather than early, because if you're late, you still get some guaranteed damage. Whereas if you're too early or don't dash up enough, you completely whiff and can probably get punished. So this next example is a lot harder, but it's pretty much the only way to get guaranteed damage in this situation. Yeah, with up back 1+2, they go really far. And if your opponent chooses to wake up backwards, they get to create even more distance. But if you do time your dash and easy input perfectly, you can get it to land before they have time to block. So yep, I'm able to hit them there. And then for the stand up, and there are other easier options, like going for the wall running shoulders pretty good. It catches both stand up and wake up backward. But obviously they can just do nothing and get a wake up punish on you. Yeah, so maybe as a safe option, you should just be doing back 3. You do also have the option to run up and do up back 3, even if you don't have heat, because it does do a little bit of damage. So there it did 6 damage, which, you know, something. And obviously, if you're in heat, it becomes faster and gives you way more follow-up. So for this next tech, it's going to look a little weird if you don't know the context, so I'm going to show you a different combo route to help you understand what's happening. So if I just do my normal B&B with the clap, Gum Howl, forward 1, after the tornado, I'm able to do half circle forward 1. If you notice, the opponent, even though they're set to tech roll, they are not able to after half circle forward 1. And with this situation, since they're not able to tech roll, we're actually able to get a guaranteed follow-up, even at that range, with the baseball slide, which is forward, 1+4. This is another reason to have a 1+4 bind. As we can see, that did a total of 83 damage just from a down forward 2. Now you have to be careful when you use this, because even on hit, you are not able to block the entire time. After they get hit, they're able to just walk up to you and launch you. Only use to kill at the end of the round. It's a nice little last burst of damage. But the significance with this is we're able to actually do shorter combos like this, and then do the half circle forward 1, and you can see they don't go as far. So we're actually able to run up and get follow-up. See there, I did it too slow. Now this specific combo with the down forward 2 is pretty hard. And also, if you're not able to get the timing for the half circle forward 1, you can just do 1+4 1. It does 2 less damage, but it's, you know, you can just mash it rather than having to time the motion input. I do think this is truly guaranteed if you time it perfectly, but depending on what option they choose, it'll make it harder for your attack to land unless you get it perfectly timed. So with Spring Kick, if you're too shallow, they will actually be able to evade and hit you. So, you know, if you do land it, you get a pretty good chunk of damage, 78 damage from a down forward 2 without any resources. Where I think the B&B is only only 70, so, you know, 8 more damage in this example. You can basically do this off any combo where you're able to do a tornado into this. It doesn't work off of every tornado move. Here I'm using Gamma Health forward 1 and it actually works. But if I use the same Gamma Health forward 1 with a different startup move, you can see it doesn't actually land. For this one at least, it is height dependent. You know, the character needs to be high in the air so you have more frames. With this one, I'm plus 49 on the tornado, which gives me enough time for the half circle forward 1. Whereas if I just do it when they're close to the ground, it's only plus 43 and doesn't give you enough. And whenever you get it off clap, I believe it's, yeah, plus 45, which I think is the minimum amount. So you need to be at least plus 45 after a tornado for it to work. Well, these particular routes seem pretty hard, which they are. They do still have value because of some other tech that can be used in the same situation here. So if you are in heat and you do any of these routes, you can actually get a crumple stun since they're not able to stand up in time. As long as you time this right, it actually is guaranteed. So you see I'm holding back there, I get hit. Don't have time to stand up. No option for a tech roll or anything. You can... so there I was mashing spring kick. It didn't let me escape. Funny enough, if you time it well enough, either spring kick or toe kick... I'm just going to keep going until I actually hit it. There, yeah, you actually get to avoid the crumple follow-up if you can time a spring kick or toe kick well enough. I'm not sure why you have to time it. There, the toe kick's not even mashable. But there, it works. It would be safe to assume it's probably going to be guaranteed, but if you are in a scenario where you know you're not going to hit it perfectly, and you notice your opponent is actually doing the spring kick or toe kick to evade it, you can start mixing up with where run up 1+4, down forward 1. And if they do the spring kick or toe kick, they actually get launched. So for practically practicing this sequence, I would actually not recommend having the bot set to either recovery kick or spring attack, because as we know, it's super hard to get it to actually land on. I did get it that time. But yeah, it's super hard to get it to land and actually be guaranteed versus the bot here. But we know that the bot is also doing the frame perfect input. I would assume your opponent is 95% of the time either going to do a late spring kick, recovery kick, or probably just hold back. So in practice, just go between wake up and stand up. So yeah, this would be the safest and easiest. If you wanted to maximize it a little more, you could do this one with a little dash. Just make sure you're actually able to hit them. Can keep adding hits until it feels like it's a little unreasonable. I'm still able to get that follow up there. Now, definitely at this range, I don't think it's guaranteed anymore. I do think no matter how good your timing is, as long as they choose spring kick or recovery, they will avoid the follow-up. So another reason you'd be using either blue upper or the easy input, especially after a dash, would be for wall combo optimization. So if I do this easy combo or the normal combo here, you see I get 77 damage, but if I can realize I'm getting close to the wall and adjust my combo, I can then get a blue uppercut on the wall and get 8 more damage as a result. Now, if you're not able to do the dash into the blue upper that well, you can just do the easy input if you got that down. And it's only 1 less damage, but I have had some people tell me it's harder to do this than the blue upper for them. So don't feel bad. Just do whichever feels right for you. And even if you can't do either, it is still possible to get like down forward 1-1 here for still pretty decent damage. Just always try to optimize rather than just wasting the tornado right next to the wall if possible. You can also be using blue upper for knockdown scenarios. So like most common ones, sidestep 2 or the counter hit forward 2. The easy version for counter hit forward 2 is to just get forward 4 after for good 51 damage. But if you are able to time the blue upper, we're gonna get extra 3 damage. So that's not much, but it's a good little reward for passing the skill check. Alternatively, you can still do the easy input, but it is less damage than the forward 4, so wouldn't really recommend it unless you really want this flip over Oki that you don't get from the boot. Another one is going to be Gamma Howl 1, where normally your guaranteed follow-up is full charge down back 2, which is really good. They did buff it to be a frame faster this season, and still 24 damage gives you install pretty good, but if you do the EMGF, you get max damage, you get an extra 4 damage for it. And you can do the easy input, but it's the same as the full charge down back 2, but doesn't give you the install and is harder, so wouldn't recommend it. You can also get it after counter hit jackhammer, where again the other option is full charge down back 2, which is guaranteed there. And funny enough, counter hit down back 2 is comboable into the full charge version of itself, and you can also do the blue upper here for 4 more damage. Another scenario, a little more rare, but still very relevant for the amount of reward you get. If you're able to land the unblockable on your opponent, any amount of hits, you are able to get a full combo with the easy input here. It's not the only option here. Absolute easiest is just the running 1+2, which can break walls if you're close to 1. You can also do a forward 3 when you're not in heat to get them to float, and if you're close enough, you can hit them with a tornado. You can also do back 3. Pretty tough to time, but you can get used to it. And even standing 3, but the combo's not too great after.